Hello, children. Are you enjoying today's beautiful weather? Oh, you must be wondering, we are all stuck here at home and ma'am is asking us if we are enjoying today's weather. But then, be it indoor or outdoor, this season has got something magical about it, children. There's really something magical about this season, isn't it? There are so many memories which come flooding back to us, when we, look at the raindrops, when we look at it pouring, and we see the beautiful green, lush green landscapes and all that. Isn't it, children? Well, memories are something which are there stored at the back of our mind, waiting for something to trigger it. And sometimes, maybe a word or a sound or a particular thing triggers those memories. You know, we may be able to recollect a person or a place or an event with just a small trigger of something, isn't it? Like, for example, if I tell you your sports ground, you'll immediately recall all those beautiful moments which you had on the sports ground, playing with your friends, rushing about, running, you know, and playing different kinds of games. And you'll recollect all those events that were organized there, isn't it? In the same way, rain too brings back some beautiful memories. What is it that we like about the rain? Is it the smell of the wet mud? Or the drops of rain on the rose petals? Or is it the greenery everywhere? What is it that is so magical about this season? For me, when it rains, I simply recollect those childhood days of mine when my siblings and I would make paper boats and then just leave them in the streams of the rainwater and run behind them to see how far they go. So all those moments come rushing back to me when it rains. And the pitter patter sound of the raindrops is as if Mother Nature is singing a song and she's trying to convey something to us, isn't it? So, today we'll be doing something connected with rain. So, today we'll be doing the third poem from the Beehive textbook, Rain on the Roof by Coates Kinney. In this poem, the poet talks about his love for Mother Nature and also the healing power of rain. Coates Kinney, who is aptly described as a man who had a full life, was born on November 24th, 1826, at Penn Yan in New York City. He was a famous American lawyer, journalist, politician, and poet. Rain on the Roof was his most popular poem, which was set to music. It is a lyrical poem. At a very tender age, Kinney showed that he had a strong thirst for learning. He spent a number of years studying law and writing while also finding the time to teach at various schools in Ohio. The poem, Rain on the Roof, could be said that this established Coates Kinney as a popular poet. Coates Kinney died in Ohio in 1904 at the age of 77. Coates Kinney composed this poem when he was sitting in the dormitory of his hostel and it started raining, and that triggered some of his past memories. Through this poem, the poet expresses his love for nature and its beauty. The poet shares his feeling of blissfulness as he hears the pitter patter of the raindrops on the roof of his cottage. Through a number of metaphors, the poet shows that the raindrops falling on the shingles of the roof of his cottage trigger a train of thoughts in his mind. He begins to imagine various things associated with the rain, especially his mother, who was a benevolent person. He remembered the time when she used to come and bid him and his siblings a good night before they went to sleep. The poet connects his present with his past through the memories revived by the rain. Now, before I read the poem to you, I'd like to introduce the lexical items which you'll find in the poem. The first one is humid. Humid is wet. Now it is very difficult for us to dry our clothes when it is humid. When the weather is humid, it's difficult to dry the clothes. Hover, remain in one place in the air. These days, photographers use drones which hover above us. Melancholy, sad. The musician played a very melancholic tune. Overhead, above the head. Echo, reflected sound. Now, when you shout in an empty room, your voice echoes. Fancies, imaginations. Fond look, loving gaze. The mothers generally give a fond look at their children. Ere, before. Now, this is an archaic word. Now, let me read the poem for you. Rain on the Roof by Kinney. When the humid shadows hover over all the starry spheres, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears, what a bliss to press the pillow of a cottage chamber bed and lie listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. Every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart, and 1,000 dreamy fancies into busy being start, and 1,000 recollections weave their air threads into woof as I listen to the patter of the rain upon the roof. Now in memory comes my mother, as she used in years ago to regard the darling dreamers ere she left them till the dawn. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I list to this refrain, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. With this, we'll stop, children, and in our next video, I'll bring you the explanation of the poem. Until then, take good care of yourselves. Goodbye.